being militiamen, the main use for personnel like that isn't to fight frontline troops. So if we're limited to bolt actions, whether this is just, you know, a dream of mine or other guys to play boy soldiers or whatever, dad's army, etc., if that's the closest thing that we can come to fulfilling, you know, our little dreams, so be it. You know, if it means I can go and buy my own equipment, meet up with other guys who have got the same daydreams, and we go out and practice survival things, you know, tracking, reconnaissance, telecommunications, and you know, other also camouflage and reading wind, and you know, knowing how to use fire as a weapon, how to booby trap, how to defend places, how to defend a town, how to block roads, etc., etc. You know, these are all guerrilla warfare tactics. Deny the enemy access or easy access to make them never allow them to rest. You know, so there's always been the battle of the sword and the shield. So because we can't compete with equal weapons, one way that I can see militia sort of guys putting up a decent fight is by being marksmen. Better than average, not just a recruit or a conscript sort of shooter, someone who can, you know, hit a couple of little targets, but be skilled with what we've got, know how to use it, know the trajectory and how our ammunition and projectiles, how they work in the wind at different altitudes and things like that. These are skills. This isn't just getting a 22 going the range and hitting a Coke can, okay? So that's where the training comes in. We need to be better than the enemy at marksmanship. We need to learn how to learn the wind, listen to the animals. The animals will tell us everything that's going on, the birds, etc. So, sounds and noises that the bush makes. Okay, these are all. So this is what I mean. It's not about having an AR-15 or a semi-automatic or an automatic rifle. If we can have fairly accurate rifles that can hit a torso at further ranges than what their 5.56 equivalent sort of assault rifles can do, we've got a vast nation, okay? So the only places where I imagine a militia would be engaging guys would be probing forces, special forces that are using small, whether they're parachuting in, whether they're using submarines to come ashore, light boats, canoes, things like that, helicoptered in. There'll be little sneak attacks, and it will be like your Coast Watch guys who are potentially finding these guys, or guys that are the next line in, or second or third line in from the coast. These guys on patrol, and then when one group finds a potential small probing force, they can let everyone know no one fires a shot until they can all be taken out, and we can engage them at range with powerful enough rifles that will defeat body armor, that will punch a hole through a rifle. If they're carrying it across their chest, it can punch a hole through a rifle, through their chest rig or whatever they've got, and still drop them, okay? Or if they have a small rubber dinghy or a little landing craft, we can punch a hole in a motor and then stop them in their tracks, you know? Every situation's different, but we need to be able to engage them. So we use the vastness, use our cover, use our wind and, like I said, the animals, and use our range and the power of our weapons. So we need marksmanship and know how to use our firearms. That's more important than having volume of fire. of course, if all we've got is a bolt action rifle, and once we fired 1 or 2 rounds and they can pinpoint us, yep. If it's a government force like China or something like that, they're probably going to have artillery strikes coming in on us, etc. So we're not going to live very long, but we're not going to give up, okay? Mind you, it's a combined of arms. So, you know, we could be using bolt action rifles. We could be using suicide drones or exploding drones. We could be using, you know, laying ambush with an M72 Law 66 rocket or something along those lines, roadside bomb, you know. So it's not just a rifle. This supplements the whole kit. You know, if you can get them into the bushland and it's hot and dry like Australia gets, and the wind's blowing in the right direction, and you know how to light strategic fires, and you can use a drone to go and start a fire and start little spot fires everywhere and then get them trapped. That's how you might be able to take out a whole convoy, you know. So the sky's the limit. It's all about using your brain and what you got.